Hey, how you doing? It's Coach Carvel Bailey, and welcome to another episode of Coach Carvel Bailey's Lunch and Learn. Share this out. We'll be right back in a minute. All right.
And so every parent wants their kid to play AAU, or not AAU, but Division I basketball. But with Division I basketball, it's a high level of discipline, it's a high level of accountability, and it's a whole great level of self-respect. Because again, if your name is under that tick on ESPN, not only you're embarrassing yourself, you're embarrassing your parents, you're embarrassing the coach, and now the coach gonna get fired. He may not get another job, can't take care of his family, but another coach that's just worried about winning basketball games might come get you. But you're gonna go through that same thing again. So what I talk to parents and players about is developing here mentally. Because the game is really more about your mental capacity than your physical, development. You can jump high, but can you read a screen that's coming? Can you run a play?
Man, no doubt, no doubt. 1 2 1 2.
All right, good afternoon. How y'all doing? It's Coach Carvel Bailey, and as I share this out, so today, I want to have this conversation, right? I want to have this conversation. Let me know what city and state you're checking in from. Let me know what city and state you are watching from. We got my Facebook and my YouTube audience right here. We got my Instagram audience over here, and we got podcast world in the back. But so the question that I want to pose today is this: why is it that adults aren't honest to kids nowadays? Why is it that adults aren't honest to kids nowadays? I hear so many times people say, like, stop hating on the kid. Be happy for a kid. Because if a kid transfers or if a kid is making a decision, right? So I'm gonna break down the type of decisions, right? The first type of decision, and this is what we hear about all the time, make an honest decision, right? And an honest decision is, are you being true to yourself? That's what that means. A lot of times our athletes don't make honest decisions. They're making decisions based on what the decision that they believe someone else wants to make. So can they make an honest decision? The next type of decision is they have to be able to make an informed decision. And before you can make an informed decision, you have to have all the proper information. And before you can have all the proper information, you have to ask all the right questions. And then when you ask the right questions, you can put yourself in position to get in different environments to get the right answers. I was on a call yesterday with my clients, and I was telling them, and I was telling all of them this same thing. Oftentimes, athletes' stress level and people's stress level result from them wanting to reach a certain level, them wanting to get to a certain place, but they're not getting the answers that they're looking for. Well, here's why most people don't get the answers they're looking for, because they aren't asking the right questions. And so I just give you an example. Yesterday, one of my clients asked me, how do you get out of a slump? I said, well, what type of slump are we talking about? Right? There's many different types of slumps. There's emotional slumps. There are defensive slumps. There are like mental slumps. But then there are scoring slumps. So he was talking about shooting. He was in a shooting slump. I said, so it's not really a shooting slump. You're in a scoring slump. Because unless you're not able to get shots off, you could be in a shooting slump. But just because you're missing shots, you're really in a scoring slump because you're shooting to score. So let's tackle the question about you being in a scoring slump, not a shooting slump, and definitely not just a slump. So we have to get the right questions asked to get to the right answers. And once we understood we're talking about a scoring slump, now I was able to break down, well, you have to get higher percentage shots, right? You have to get higher quality shots. And then you have to work on, during your own personal time, in your personal development, you have to take game shots at game speed, getting to your game spots. And so that's just talking about asking the right questions to get to the right answers. But why aren't we as adults honest with our athletes? It's a lot of athletes making decisions that aren't honest decisions and they aren't informed decisions. And as adults, as coaches, as trainers, and even as parents, we sit back and we watch these young people make certain decisions and certain choices that we know their habits don't support. I'm gonna say that again. I want that to fly over your head. Us as adults sit back and watch young athletes, young people, make decisions and choices based on things that their habits won't support. So we have to be honest with a kid. If a kid is not a Division I level yet, is that word yet, you have to be honest with them. If a kid can honestly play at a certain level, you have to be honest with them. If a kid is probably not going to be the best themselves at a certain level, you have to be honest with them. This is not video game. This is real life. And just because someone wants to, okay, Henry said exactly, right? Somebody wants to go to a certain level, but are they capable of it? Do their habits support it? And so a lot of times people think that honesty can be mean. A lot of times people be like, well, don't be so mean, or be happy for this kid. Don't hate on this kid. Well, I'm really supporting this kid the most because I'm being honest with him. I really leaned into one of my clients yesterday. His mom was in the car. Well, obviously he's in my program because mom trusts and she's invested a lot of money, right? But the return is greater than the investment, right? She got her investment yesterday. She got a $5,000 investment yesterday by the conversation that her son and myself had. Because yesterday, I welcomed him to manhood. And I told him the truth about his habits, where they were going to lead him. And his habits were not congruent with his goals. But if we're not honest, we'll let our kids go down a spiral path that's not in their best interest. So question. Now let me pose a question. Why do you think someone is not honest? And here's what I mean. Oh, before I forget, if you're in the Chicagoland area, right? So we're hosting our summer camp series. If you're in the Chicagoland area, we're hosting our summer camp series. We have multiple. I think I have a paper flyer here, right? So we have multiple. I'm gonna just read them off. But we have multiple dates. So June 6th and 8th and June 11th through 13th, we have our Skills Camp 1. All right. I'm gonna just place that right there, right? So we have our Skill Camp 1, and then we have our Juneteenth father and child, father and son, father and daughter basketball camp. All right. That's on Juneteenth. That is on June 18th. So make sure that you and your son or daughter be at this actual event. And then we have a shooting camp, and then we have our Skill Camp 2, and then our back to school Hoops Mastery boot camp. All right, August the 12th. Get your athlete registered. All right, get your athlete registered for camp. Now, see, somebody is sending me a link. I'm not sure what the link is, and I don't necessarily watch. Keith, I don't really watch film, just like average film we do with our Hoops Mastery clients. You can reach out to me if you want an evaluation and a consultation. We can definitely do that. So you can hit me in my inbox, and I can let you know what you need to do. The steps to go to where. If you would like me to watch it and give you some feedback on it, and then have a consultation with your athlete, then know there's some things that we can get into. But again, so our summer camp series, but you have to be honest with your athletes. And I'm always honest with my athletes. And if you're not honest with them, it's not going to benefit them in the long run. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Keith. Yeah, so just inbox me and we can talk about it. What grade is your athlete, the one that we're talking about? Honesty, though, right? I really want us to be honest. And here's a question that I want to pose. Why as a parent, why should you take your kid all around the country playing basketball, searching for exposure, if they're not even the best player on their team, in their school, in their community, in their state? Like a lot of parents, right? I want you to think about that. I just want you to think differently. Let's have a different perspective. You've been sold on we're gonna play in all these tournaments to play all this competition, all this better competition. Well, if your athlete is not the best on their team, they already have better competition. If they're not the best in their school, there's already better competition. If they're not the best in their conference, it's already better competition. If they're not the best in their community, it's already more competition. The best in their state, it's already more competition. They just have to find where the competition is and go compete. Senior, okay. Yeah, reach out to me, Keith. They just have to go compete. What we do at Hoops Mastery and what I do just as a coach and having done this and successful, like I'm giving you the cheat code. I want you to, okay, I hear say parents don't want the truth. I can concur with that also, Henry. I want to say this. I do believe it's some out here that want the truth. And then there's levels of it, right? Same way if it's coaches to where it's parents. Like you're here, you interact, right? At a certain point, you even still have to go to the next level, right? And say, okay, coach, hey, I want to get some personal coaching, right? Or I got an athlete that I want to come. So it takes people time to get them to where we want them to go for their benefit. We just have to keep preaching the same word, right? And you've been here, right, for probably over a year. And you know that a lot, like it's different topics, but it's all the same foundation, right? Everything I'm talking about is all the same foundational information. So I believed like you did, and I understand what you're saying, that parents don't really want the truth because it's easier to lie. And that's what I'm saying. But when people start being honest to the parents and being honest to the athletes, then they'll be okay with it. I'm pretty sure when you first got here, you might have been like, okay, man, this dude is speaking the truth, but it's so, you know, it's like, man, you know, he ain't like everybody else. Well, because I'm not like everybody else, that drew you to me. So there are some parents that's watching you, Henry. It's some parents that appreciate you. So just keep on going. And when they're ready, they'll come aboard. The same way, like when you're ready to get this personal coaching, when you're ready to take your assessment, right? When you're ready to get, you know, some athletes on, you'll make that next turn, right? But you're here. And so it's steps to it. Does that make sense? All right. What up, y'all? Steve-O, what's up, man? Happy birthday. It is a Hall of Famer's birthday today. Mr. Steven Alexander, as always, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. You staying, you going? You staying, you going? All right. I got my kids here. School is about to get out. So I'm about to get off here. But listen, we got to start being honest. We got to start being honest to our athletes. And as Henry said, we got to start being honest with our parents. Because the more honest we are with them, the more they'll appreciate honesty. The reason why they can't accept honesty is because a lot of people not honest. So when they get honesty, right, it's a quote to say, real didn't recognize real until fake showed up. So just keep being real. I'm going to keep being real, right? And then when you get in the midst of somebody fake, that'll be the distinct difference. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, that dude was real. All right? Go get registered for camp, y'all. Go get your athlete registered for camp. All right? And I will see y'all on Friday. I'll see y'all on Friday. All right? I'll be outside because my kids have a special event at their schools. I'll be outside, but I'll be to you all on Friday, probably around 11:30, probably a half hour or so. All right, I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry. This is Blessed to Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed to Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed to Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant. Blessed to Ball. Cherish the opportunities that you have. Blessed to Ball. Use your mentality to master the craft. Blessed to Ball. Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Cherish the opportunities that you have. Use your mentality to master the craft. Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it, and my name is Strategic.
To him earlier. I'm like, did he tell you it was his birthday?
Last week.